Hi, welcome to the show. Lots of Tesla news this past week. Pretty cool stuff. They got their own domain name, there's a more affordable car. Boy, updated features for both the S and the X. Stay tuned. All right, so first of all, Tesla now owns Tesla.com. I don't know if they bought it. They now have it, so that's cool. So if you go to Tesla.com, it redirects to TeslaMotors.com. So Tesla.com was parked for the past 23 years. So it wasn't really doing a whole lot of anything for a long time. Stu Grossman was the one that, he was a computer network engineer in California. He probably was the one that originally registered it, and he parked it, and he was probably holding out for some good money, and he probably got some good money. Elon tweeted back, you know, thank you, we'll take care of the domain. So I guess it's all good. But the big news this week is the referral program. There's a third referral program. So every time they kind of kick it down a notch. This time, if you use a referral code, people that own Teslas are limited to 3. They can only give out 3 codes. The person buying the Tesla now gets a $1,200 credit for home installation of charging, whatever that means. So I think it's just a discount. It doesn't really say the details much. Any way you look at it, it's cool. You get some money towards juicing up the car. And I think this is to encourage like home charging as opposed to people hogging the superchargers when they live near a supercharger. When the superchargers are really intended for people that are traveling across country or long distances and they don't have access to their home charger. It's pretty cool. The people that are referring, like myself, if you use my code like in the link below, then what I'll get is entered into a raffle. And I can win a fully loaded Model X Ludicrous, so a P90D Ludicrous Model X, which would be really cool. I wouldn't turn that away if I want it. I guess I'd have to pay taxes on it, which is kind of not so great, but I could figure that out somehow if I managed to win. So feel free to use it. The first 3 people that want to use the code, go for it. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, SpaceX. You can just private tour SpaceX. There's multiple people winning that, so you get a little bit more of a chance of winning that. So that's kind of cool. There's a link below. All the things I'm talking about, I'm putting links down below in the YouTube notes so that you can look into it in further detail. Pretty cool stuff. So there's a new update to the summon feature on the Model S. If you watched like my previous video or any other news, the Tesla can pull in and out of the garage all by itself when you summon it with the fob or the remote. And Consumer Reports, they put out a video saying they didn't think it was very safe because if you dropped your remote or your phone lost connectivity, the car would keep moving and you couldn't get it to stop if there was something in the way that the sensors didn't detect. There are blind spots on the sensors. So they recommended a dead man switch so that you can only use the phone app, and when you're holding down and if you let go, it would stop the car. So this new update enables that by default, but you can turn it off. And the really cool thing that it lets you do is it lets you double tap the park before you get out of the car and it goes and parks itself. So you don't even have to bother with the fob, the phone, or anything else. It also gives you more adjustments on how far you want it to go into the garage, the spacing, the buffer, and then how far when you summon it, when it reverses out, how far it'll go before it stops. So those are some very welcome features, and I haven't got the update yet. Everybody else is getting it, and I usually get them like as soon as everybody else, but I was kind of waiting to put this video out until I got it, but I didn't get it, and I figured I just should put out these videos every Sunday. So in addition to the summon update, the other things that were included with that update that aren't really being talked about, that are probably good for people that even don't have autopilot, is they now have the creep setting saved to the driver profile. So if like my wife likes creep, but I might not like creep, then it can be saved to the profile, and it'll turn on and off the profile. And also the regenerative braking at low temperatures has been improved. So that's really good, because I noticed like when it's super cold, it doesn't brake on its own like it normally does as much when you're trying to do more of a one pedal type of driving. So that's a welcome feature. I can't wait to try it out. And there was also an update for the Model X on the auto presenting driver's side door. So when you walk up to it, it opens, and when you walk away from it, it closes on its own. So that's been updated, and it's working pretty good too. So last week I commented on the fact that the extended warranties were no longer transferable. Tesla says that was a mistake in the wording and that it actually is transferable, or they backpedaled, one or the other. But regardless, the extended warranties are now transferable again. So that's all good. That's some good news. Now there's an affordable Model S for anybody that's really small. Radio Flyer actually worked with Tesla, and they made this like really good looking Power Wheels type of car. I mean, it's made by Radio Flyer, the wagon guys, but it looks just like a real Model S. So it's like a convertible one, or I guess an open top one. And it's got 2 speeds on it for like slow or faster. I think it's like 3 or 6 miles an hour. And it's got a lithium ion hot swappable pack. And it's $500, and I think the packs are like $50. It's really cool. They're claiming it's the first kids car that's using the lithium ion packs. So it's really neat looking. You can even buy the little cover to cover it, like the big Tesla. And the ordering page, when you customize it, the color and everything, looks a lot like the Tesla page when you order a real sized Tesla. So that's cool. What else was going on in the news this week? There were some screens revealed on the Tesla service, which I'm having a hard time finding screen captures of, because maybe Tesla asked that they take it down because it kind of shows the diagnostics and the screens that they go through when they're working on the vehicle. That was kind of cool. And Elon tweeted about the Koch brothers, and they're plotting to destroy electric cars by spending $10 million a year on a campaign, a smear campaign, and lobbying against the tax incentives and things. So that's kind of a bummer. But I mean, as long as everybody's aware of it, that this is, what is it, FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt about electric cars, then that's good. So spread the word about, you know, the whole electric car movement, I guess. Even with like lower gas prices, it still costs less almost everywhere to use electricity, especially if you're using free electricity. If you set up some solar panels on your roof and you're using that to charge your car, or if you're using the free public charging that's located in a lot of areas, it's really cool, especially like a Tesla supercharger network. It's free coast-to-coast traveling using the superchargers. So I know it's not free because it's included, the cost of the car is kind of covering that. It used to be a $2,000 option. Yeah. I'm just hoping that there's going to be more chargers out there, especially like where I live in Wyoming. They're now charging a tax, a $50 a year registration fee for the loss of the revenue on the gasoline tax. I'm hoping that they'll do what Colorado's doing and using half of that revenue to put in public charging stations. They're not free, they're like $1 an hour, but we could really use some charging stations at like the rest stops. You're traveling somewhere and there's an emergency, you can't get to where you're going because the road's closed because of bad weather, or it's just eating up more of your range because the weather's bad, or whatever the reason. I think it would be really good to have some public charging stations scattered throughout Wyoming, especially off the interstate where they're not planning to have any superchargers in the next few years. I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I mean, what do you think is a good idea to get more chargers out there? I use PlugShare, and I add everything that I ever find that's available. I use RV parks. There's a bunch. Thank you for listening to me. Hope you enjoyed the news. Please comment below if you want to know anything more about anything that I've been talking about. And please subscribe. If you subscribe, the more people I know that are watching this, the more excited I'll be to make more of them and keep up to date. Thank you again. See you guys next time. Come out and play!
Like when they do music videos and there's a beat and it kind of goes blurry, like, you know, like with the basic.
What is that?
Okay, where is this saying?
I've never seen dick quackers during the...
If you don't understand how it's a huge deal, start watching all the videos.
Another game save exploit.
The cool thing about this one is it works with all PSPs across the board.
For the tater tot.
I know I could get at least 5,000 down the street.
Looks soggy to me.
Yes, it's a lie.
I'm Yago.
Couch guy.
Hi, I'm Fox.
And I'm Raggable.
Pretty cool stuff, huh?
What? And where can you find that?
You better go wait outside. We don't
I don't want any trouble.